The first time smoking weed, this CBD, bro. Honestly, y'all see, we back with a different orientation, man. I got y'all niggas sitting somewhere better. Let me know if that look and sound better. Also, y'all see the mic is back. Trying something new. I fuck with his channel. He be having some funny stories. Also, let a nigga know in the comments if you remember your first time smoking. Let a nigga know if the camera set up better, if y'all like this orientation better. I fuck with everybody that's watching.
A first high, a core memory, and whether you enjoyed it or not doesn't really matter, because for 95% of people, their first time literally shapes their entire opinion on the grass. Almost everybody who isn't age 50 or over and says, weed is the work of the devil, it should be more illegal than even meth. Well, actually it is. The ZA is Schedule 1 and meth is Schedule 2, so... Yeah, that's right. That's why I love it,
Meth is Schedule 2 and weed is Schedule 1. That's how I know the US is backward. Because I know other harder drugs do be used in medicine. That's where they derive from the government. That's the common sense in the US just be stupid. I don't agree with that shit. It's like
America, greatest damn country in the world.
USA, USA, USA.
Anyway, what I was saying was that most people who tweak their first time are put off by it for a while and shape into ZA haters, and people who have fun their first time, believe it or not, don't all become mindless junkies who eat Little Caesars and watch SpongeBob all day. Rather, when asked their opinion on weed, they'll probably just say,
My stomach turned into an endless void with an unquenchable hunger for anything edible, which was followed by a sleepiness so uncontrollable I passed out halfway into my 25th Twinkie. It was pretty fun.
So obviously me, CBD bro, who runs an entire YouTube channel dedicated to the green plant, must have had the latter experience, right? Well, not really. As you see, when I was but a wee lad, uncontaminated by the forbidden fruits of the world like alcohol, nicotine, and yes, weed, always believed that alcohol makes you homeless, nicotine makes you a little bitch, and weed makes you lazy. Thinking that, I didn't want to waste not just my first high, but my very first time feeling anything besides normal on eating Doritos and watching Family Guy. Which, after turning 17, I decided it was about time I lost my substance virginity and planned to do so on Christmas dinner, where I was gonna let El Marijuana put its big, fat, thick, juicy, delicately rolled J in my mouth, but only after I had eaten, as I believed if my tummy was full, I wouldn't get the munchies and could instead contemplate the meaning of life my time high. And thankfully, I had an older brother who was more...
saying a lot. Who can relate to that though? Because a lot of the early time smoking back in grade school, I'll say one funny ass story getting super geeked was after a football game. And this is when I discovered like I forgot what brand of chocolate milk it was, but I got put onto that shit, and that was like the best chocolate milk ever. This was my first time ever hitting a bowl. I had never hit a bowl around this time. And I was with my white friends, you know, they had showed me, they put me onto the bowl. We chilling in his garage. He brings out the bowl device. I'm looking at it, kind of look. I've seen him before, but I never hit him. So he packs it and they give me the first hit. And I say like that was like on another level of being geek that I've been. Up leading to that point, I never done a bowl before that. We ended up at the gas station. They put me onto this chocolate milk brand, some fire brand.
and willing to give me a puff or two from his Christmas dinner J for $4, the fucking cheapskate. So we went upstairs and started puffing, which Rezex was instantly bamboozled from the magic grass. Nice, it's not a dud. Now it's my turn. I grabbed the J and puffed until I could puff no more. And the result was, I didn't feel a damn thing. Still have to pay the $4 though. Fucking bullshit. Anyway, as we went through the day, I got increasingly more jealous of my brother, who by his words was fried AF. I was beginning to think maybe I'm immune to getting high, which after telling my brother this theory, he concluded that I'm stupid and just didn't inhale the za in my lungs, and so generously told me to follow him upstairs, where he gave me a couple more puffs for an extra $4, the damn venture capitalist. As I was smoking away, keeping in mind to inhale it all the way down to my lungs, I still wasn't feeling anything, and my hopes of getting fried AF were beginning to look more like a distant dream. When I finished puffing, I sat down at the computer to look at some of those watch while high videos, and my brother asked me, "So, do you feel anything now?" No, I don't. What's this weird? I'm not sure. I don't know. Seems to me you're fried like some Kentucky chicken, boy. I was indeed fried, and incredibly so. Although I didn't smoke a ton, my body had never experienced anything besides a sugar rush and maybe a caffeine kick. So as I
Remember, like that first time getting geeked though, I definitely had Kool-Aid and like candy on my mind, not gonna lie. That's the first thing a nigga wanted to bust down. Like no jokes. Like that's the two sweetest things, never forget. Niggas was out. We was on a Saturday and what we was at like a practice that we had just put together. Like just a few dudes from the team type shit. So we was playing a few like 7-on-7 games, throwing the football. So they ended up going to the side, start rolling up. But up until that point, I never really used to smoke. I used to never really care for it. Like, I used to see them hit the little vape pens back when that like just popped up and shit. It's like what, ninth grade? They asked me to tap it. I'm like, I hit it. It's like a small little gar or whatever. And I tell you, like I felt so different. Everything was just funny and shit was just brighter. Like I think as you get older, those effects don't really be there. Unless, like, depending on what you're smoking on, so many tiers to it now.
was watching this Watch While You're High video, I was laughing at everything and was tripping the fuck out. But not in a bad way, it was freaking amazing. Being high was what I always imagined it to be until... Nope. I'm sober again. Yeah, you heard right. My first high lasted like 30 seconds, and in an instant, I was back to normal, which I don't know why. Even to this day, when I tell people about this, nobody can relate because no one has experienced this phenomenon. But since I'm a scientist, I have developed a super duper concrete theory backed by quantum mechanics and the late great Stephen Hawking on my experience. And overall, the reason why a lot of people who smoke their first time don't feel anything. I theorize that all humans have a natural block against foreign substances, a wall per se, and when an individual inhales ZA, the particles act kind of like micromissiles targeting your cannabinoid receptors. For the people whose defensive wall is strong enough, it will stop all perpetrators attempting to infiltrate your brain. But this wall isn't regeneratable, so if the micromissiles fail to get you fried at first, the next time they'll have an easier time against your already damaged wall of defense. Now, I bet you're thinking to yourself, this mofo been smoking too much of that Einstein pack. And to you, I say maybe, but also I have practical proof of this theory. I used to be a pro baller, and one day, me and a couple hooper friends who all have great immune systems and therefore probably good ZA defensive walls decided to smoke up, and to my buddies, it was their first time. Once we lit the J and passed it around, I made sure to tell everybody to inhale the smoke in their lungs, which I'm pretty sure they all did, but still, I was the only one who got high, cause it wasn't my first time. But when I smoked up with some of my non-athlete first-timer friends, they all got high like normal. So, conclusion, defensive ZA wall is a real thing, and I stand by my theory. Anyway, although that was my first time feeling high, I wouldn't call it my...
Y'all ever experienced the Zawwall? I really want to know. Even as like a serious athlete growing up, I don't know. That Zawwall wasn't there for me. I cannot relate to that. You ever experienced the Zawwall? I experienced the tolerance wall. First time I got geeked. I ain't gonna lie.
My first high, because it only lasted for half a minute. My first real high experience was something even more memorable and etched to my brain until I die. A couple weeks after the last incident, me and Riz X decided it was about damn time I actually felt the true love and touch of the Mary Jane. And this time, instead of having only scraps of ZA, we bought a whole gram to hopefully destroy my highly speculative ZA wall. I think it's real. Also, at this time, we were obsessed with freestyle rapping, so we decided the plan of action was to smoke up, eat candy, and rap battle to copyright-free beats while recording it, so we could listen to our unreleased tracks in the morning. Since our parents were away for the night, we got the whole apartment to ourselves and planned on rolling 2 Js, both containing 0.5 Gs. But we had this old-ass plastic grinder, which, as we were grinding, the teeth broke, so we had to use the good old scissors in a cup method, which this would have never happened if we had instead one of the metal CBD bro grinders. Which now, there is a third and ultimate version. The gold costs $50,000 to manufacture, and right now, if you pre from outdoors to indoors as we did. And my highly accepted theory in the science community about this phenomenon is that through evolution, we have always considered indoors to be our safe zone and outdoors dangerous. Therefore, when you're outside, your brain doesn't allow the full faded and relaxed effect to take over, probably in anticipation of a roadman coming and chefing you up with the mandem. Okay, this one I'm not so confident in, and I have to come clean. I am in no shape or form associated with the science community. yet. Anyway, now that we were high and in the living room, we started putting on some beats and freestyling. And to this day, I have yet to replicate the skill and precision of my flow that high. It's hard to explain, but nowadays, I can't rap for shit. I mean, I'll spit one line and be like, yo, I've been getting money making racks, cause you know I'm flipping packs. That's facts. Yeah, that's it. Basically, I run out of rhymes pretty fast, but that day I did not. In fact, even when my brain had nothing to say, my mouth rapped it for me. I turned into a freestyling robot and became dead sure that I was gonna make it out by dropping a mixtape and becoming a famous rapper. Until we listened to the recording in the morning and realized, yo, flowing on the go. Your girl, she a hoe, making money dancing with a pole. My girl making dough while doing lines of blow. Cause we in the penthouse, baby, living life, and that's for show. Yeah, I'll try YouTube instead. What's crazy though is that after that, I was never able to replicate the auto-rapping again, so my rap career never flowered, but who knows, maybe I'll try to convert this channel into lyric videos and shitposting, all while steadily alienating my audience and killing my channel. Or maybe I should just make a separate channel for that? Nah, that's dumb. Anyway, that was my first time, but comment down how yours went.
Man, leave in the comments, how did your first time go? I know my first time, I didn't experience the Zawa, so I definitely didn't get a bad taste, and I have not really ever tripped out. I have greened out in a sense, you know, or even like ate too much. Definitely could even say like, you know, munchies, early munchies, don't give in to that, man, because them shits will tear you apart, and then you're gonna lose all of it. You might throw it all up. Now look, you spent all that money and then ate all of it. For what? Now it's on the floor in front of you and you hungry again. But drop a like, comment your first time if you remember it, or if you even against or for smoking. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Love all y'all that's watching, man.